Are we live?
We're live. We're just waiting
Yay!
for people to come in now. Waiting for the people. People, hello. Time to get the corn in.
Welcome to our neck of the woods.
We're back. Yay,
Hey,
we're back. We're back.
you dog.
How do we sound?
Are we better this time? Southern, how you doing, Betty? Hank, good to see you. RD. All right.
We all sound better?
Tracy, hi.
Are we breaking up at all?
Kathy. Much better.
Much
Okay,
better.
wonderful,
Right
wonderful.
on. Hello, Bonnie.
Hate to repeat myself,
RD.
but I'm going to make an attempt. Hi, Bonnie.
Southern.
So, what was I saying last time? I had a really good intro, you guys. I had it all planned out, and I lost it.
Good. All because of a glitch. So we're going to roll with it.
Oh, time for gathering. Time for gathering. As we come into harvest season, right? And we think about putting away our goods for the next season and for making it through winter. And good morning, Charlie.
Hey, we have somebody that's trying to be on camera back there.
Oh, honey bun.
Right over my shoulder.
Oh, there she goes. Meg, good morning. Well, it's afternoon for us, but good morning to good morning.
Good people. Morning to wherever it is in the world.
It was a late Saturday, so it was kind of a late Sunday. So yeah, you know, we all talk about gathering our fruits and our vegetables and getting them put up and stored up and you know, you make it through the winter.
Right on.
Happy birthday, B-Dog's dad.
Whoa, how did that one you just popped in there? That slip of the
but we should also think about, you know, this is the season too. This is the season in old times where people would take and they would join with other farms and they would go and help them harvest and preserve. And it was a community thing as well, because in the wintertime they didn't get out as much, right? So you would have your last community gatherings, church potlucks, all that kind of stuff. And now is a time where we're all feeling, I don't want to call it stress, but for a lot of people it is stress. And there are good stresses and bad stresses, okay? Just so you know.
That's why people do need to gather.
But it's important, I think, at this time of year for us to spend time in community with our fellow humans where possible. And I realize that right on, Camo. You know, I realize that that's not going to be possible for a lot of people. And so the wonderful thing about the internet is that it's brought us all together. You know, it brings people of kindred spirit together in a way that we can't be with our neighbors right now. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I encourage, I don't know where I'm going with this, guys. Just bear with me. I encourage us to, you know, keep getting to know each other and chat, and we see each other, you know, in other rooms, and sometimes, you know, Jeff and I, we sit back and we just watch and listen. Oh, Honey Bun's going to be the star today. My pretty girl. She came out of the woods to us.
Yep.
So we decided to give her a home. So yeah, when we're gathered, even if we can't gather together side by side, you know, we're giving you guys hugs. We're sending out that spiritual love to you guys, all of you. And even if we're not saying so.
Hold on, buddy.
It doesn't mean it's not still there. Sometimes I tell you, these eyes are getting a little old, and after trying to help out on several channels, we can take turns as much as we want, but once my eyes hit a certain point, I'm not reading that screen anymore. I love you all, but I can't see, and I don't want to give myself headaches. So, you know, we'll sit back and just let everything go on. But yeah, help out your neighbors, help out your community as much as you're able to. But more importantly, don't be afraid to make your community. You know, we have a nice little family. Hey, Liz.
Hey, Liz.
We have a nice little family in all these chat rooms, and I think we all feel connected on some level. And I just want to encourage that we keep that up and that we keep supporting each other. There's some great stuff going on in the world, you know, and for all the doom and gloom in the news, sometimes you just have to turn it off. Knowing those facts aren't going to help you maintain your mental stability and your spiritual stability so that you can move forward in life. What all caps?
Oh. Actually, I noticed that yesterday, yeah. If you're asking a question,
all caps do help.
Ask question in all caps.
Because it pops up real big, and I never think that's yelling.
Yeah.
Just so you guys know, I don't. That's not yelling. That's, hey, I have a really big question, and I need you to see it. That's what it is to me. So, and again, if you guys have questions and I don't see them, I don't catch them.
Let's see here.
Please either come on up and chat with us. You don't have to show your face if you're uncomfortable doing that. There's no big deal about that. We don't have any requirements to say that, right? So don't worry about that. And the other thing is, if you don't want to do that, send me an email, because I will look into it for you and I will address it. We'll start a whole show with it, and we'll get you the information you need one way or another, right? That's how we help each other out. And
there you go, Carl.
Emphasizing, yes, right. Absolutely. So yeah, so just like you plan your crops and how you're going to preserve them, you know, and you decide, I want this much that I'm going to can, this much that I'm going to dehydrate, this much that I'm going to dry and use for later, or I'm going to make relishes or soups or stews or whatever you're doing. The same needs to happen when you're coming together, be it online or face to face. You know, I think we all do a little bit of mental preparation and a little bit of spiritual preparation, and we decide at some point beforehand, right, what do I want to share with these people I'm meeting? What do I want, you know, how do I feel about them knowing this, that, or the other, right? But I found that, and this is much how I live my life. If you guys can't tell, Jeff and I, we're very organic, and we're very off the cuff. Just be yourself, you know. Be who you are. The right people will love you, right? And that's the most important bit. Not everybody's going to love you. Not everybody's going to like you. And I love people that I don't like. Most of them I'm related to. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it has been my experience that the family I chose treats me probably a lot better, and I'm not going to give % on that, but than the family I was born into. And sometimes it's like that for more people than we realize, and that's okay. Until my father passed in December, I was kind of the, you know, if you needed it, you called Heather, right? You needed something done, you called Heather. And Jeff was like that to a point with his family. His family structure is completely different. They support each other. They all have their own little thing, and they're great. And I love them. I love being part of this family. And I love being part of this family. You guys, I love you. You guys build me up, and you give me strength to get on here every day and do this. Even if I feel like I don't have anything to talk about, the fact that you know, we're providing a platform that you guys can come up to, if you want. You can come on up. You can join us. You can say your piece. You can talk about whatever you want, and we can just keep connecting, you know, and bringing our spirits together. I think is maybe even more valuable in this day and age than bringing our physical selves together. Although I can't wait to someday give every one of you a hug, because I never used to be a huggy person. I didn't want anybody touching me. Um, but I have a strong feeling that when people show up for that barbecue, I'm giving out hugs left and right. I just know it about me already. I can't wait to hug you guys. Yeah, and it is special. You know, the family that you have online, the people that you connect to is very special. And don't underestimate it just because you're a name or you feel like you're just your handle. You're not. You're somebody who's very special and very blessed, and we love you, right? And I'll give you an example of this. Johnny Angel, we just adore that guy, and all we knew him as at first was a mod over on Liberty Warrior Nation, but we just adore him. He was always so nice, and we didn't even know that Johnny and Bella were a couple. And then when we found out that, and we hadn't seen Johnny for a couple days, you know, we started asking, "Where's Johnny?" And we found out that he had gotten sick. So prayers for Johnny, please, because uh, he needs us to lift him up. And you know, Jeff and I are continually praying for Johnny's well-being and health. Yes, we love Johnny, and we love you too, Bella, and we love all of you. We really do. And we're proud to be part of this family. I can't tell you the level of acceptance that you feel when you become part of a community like this is not to be belittled. Okay. So as you're considering harvesting, and even if you're not, you know, you don't have a garden at this point to harvest, and you don't have this and that to harvest, if you have the means, go out to a fruit market or a fruit stand and get you some fruits and vegetables and start learning how to preserve them. There are multiple ways. If you want help with that, send me an email. I can give you a bunch of ways. Yes, please put him on the list, and Bella as well, because it is not easy loving someone who is sick. It is hard on you. You know, whether it's a cold or a flu or the big bad stuff, it gets hard on the mental well-being of the people taking care. So, you know, pray for the nurses, the doctors, the loved ones, the family members. That's important, right? We can't forget them because they're on the front lines of those battles. And, you know, so we lift them up. We lift them up. And that's just something to think about, you know. Sometimes the best thinking and the best meditation is the doing. So while you're sitting there making your canned tomatoes or slicing up your vegetables for a dehydrator, or however you prepare your stuff for winter, think about the community. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a firm believer in the power of prayer. Okay. And I believe that it can do many, many things. And I find that if I focus my attention while I'm doing things such as like canning or preserving, or when I'm just cutting up the apples to make the apple butter, or any of that, if I'm concentrating my prayer or my thoughts to all the people out there that, and just sending you guys love, and if I'm concentrating and I'm doing that my product, my end result turns out delicious, right? Now it maybe it does it if I don't do that, but to me, you know, you're putting that extra love into it because you're sending that love out. So call me crazy, but that's how I feel. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Not bad, not bad.
What are you up to today?
Oh, not a whole lot. I actually kind of I don't know how well you can see that. See my bow there?
Your bow? I can't see it. Hold on, you froze up, I think, but it might be us.
It might be us because we do have a hard time with our streaming.
Is that the bow you were talking to me? I see it now. I see it.
Oh, okay.
Is that the one you were telling me about?
That's the type that I would suggest. I don't know how well you can see all of that.
Now, is that it's got the removable risers, right?
Yes.
I see it.
Yeah, let me put my phone down real quick on a stand. Let's see, is that gonna flip? Ah,
nice ink.
Sorry, guys. Thank you. Okay, that's a little better. So, yeah, this bow, as you can see, that's a Hoyt.
Yeah.
And it is a breakdown.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, how do you carry that? You carry it in a case, or do you just have like a slumber roll wrap for it?
No, I've got a huge case for it. My case holds 2 bows and 2 sets of limbs.
Right on. That's nice.
And it holds all your arrows and everything. So
nice.
But the riser of the bow,
this
is a 23-inch riser, which is for somebody who's either a youth or somebody who's not tall, like me. I'm only 5'5". You don't want a long bow because it's harder for them to get the power out of that bow.
Right.
You know.
Well,
so
that was part
the
of
shorter bow will allow power. Right. Yeah. And this is my hunting bow, by the way.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't use sights and stabilizers. I'm a completely an instinctive shooter. You know, basically use the tip of the arrow. And go ahead.
I was gonna say, why don't you explain that a little bit for people that don't understand the difference between an instinctive shooter and somebody who is going to aim every arrow?
In instinctive shooting, it's basically, you know, point and shoot. You know, no different than you with a gun, where you're pointing, you're not using your sights, you're using you know, things off in the distance as a marker. Once you estimate your distance, then you're like, okay, well, that's about 60 meters. And so I know that I need to raise the tip of the arrow up to a certain point above that to be able to reach that distance. And it's just all by sight. Yeah. You know, that's really all it is. When you're using sights and stabilizers, they get in your way, make your bow a lot heavier.
So I got a quick question for you. I asked this to Reaper, and he said something about.
Do we have a delay?
We probably do.
For us to you, yeah.
Sorry. Hey, Robert. So my daughter's right-handed and I'm left-handed.
No problem.
But what we're wanting to do is get a recurve bow that her and I both can use. And I'm only 5'1". She's almost as tall as me already. She's gonna be tall. She's gonna sure outgrow her mama. That's for sure.
We hope, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm 5'7", so.
So yeah, that's what we're. I'm sure I could learn how to shoot right-handed if that was the need. But so what's the little riser things on the front, and how easy is it to get those and to make that an ambidextrous bow, or is it come that way?
Well, as you can see, this bow right here, the riser is machined aluminum. So, you've got your arrow rest here, and it's already set up as a right-handed bow.
Okay.
It would be the exact opposite. Your rest is going to be on the other side if you're left-handed.
Right. Well,
so,
I may just start switching and shooting right-handed, because I mean, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, so I've already learned how to be adaptable to right-handed everything. The world's made for right-handed folk. So I don't think that would be too much, really, honestly, for me to readjust if I have to. I just, it's hard to find I'm a lefty.
Are you ambidextrous, though?
I can write with both hands. It's not as nice. It's not as pretty with my right hand. I can paint with my right hand. I can do a lot of things right-handed. So I'm really adaptable like that. I know I can build the muscle memory for right-handed if I have to. It may not be as accurate. That's the only thing. Yeah.
It takes a lot to switch over like that, because drawing a bow is it's something you definitely want to do with your strong side. I couldn't imagine trying to shoot left-handed. So
see, and I mean, I don't know. I've shot friends' bows that have brought them over. They'd come out and they hunt for a weekend or whatever, and I've shot their bows. They're all set up right-hand rigs. I think for
how did it feel?
A little bit awkward, but not that bad. I think if I had a bow to regularly practice with, I could build that muscle memory. And Robert was commenting that it's about the eyes too, and he's right. I know that, but I think a lot of that too, like for instinctive shooting, is muscle memory, right, as well, because you're building that coordination between your mind and your eye and your draw and all that. So, I don't know. Now, I mean, I'd be willing to give it a shot.
They do make ambidextrous training bows. I know.
Yeah, but they don't have the power behind it.
Well, it's for training.
Well, it's not so much about the power. If you're using a training bow, you're not doing anything serious. Because it's not going to have that kind of power behind it anyway.
Right. Well, and here's my thing about that, right? When I make an investment into something like that, it is a tool. It becomes a tool in the toolbox, right? Yeah. It becomes something of value, and I want it to have its function, and I want it to be multifunction. This isn't like I have extra cash I can throw around, buy a practice bow, and then go invest in the really good one. This is going to be a
right.
And this is why I do talk about it and I do ask questions about it so much, is because I want to make sure that I have all the information I can have from people who shoot, right, on a regular basis, and I can make that one-time purchase that's going to do what I need it to do. Because in the event that I have to hunt, I want to make sure that I've got something powerful enough to take an animal down. Right?
Yes.
I don't want it to suffer. And I don't want to chase it
Right.
across 5 miles of hill either. So those are part of the factors that, you know, why I chose recurve, why I'm looking at the different things.
You when you're hunting with the recurve, as long as you're not hunting a bear or an elk or something like that, a lighter weight bow is going to still kill about anything you shoot with it. You don't need a big, heavy 80-pound draw to be able to kill something. You know, you can easily take down a deer. Go ahead, Heather.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to over talk. I'm just like that. It's for my personality. I don't mean any harm. But what's his name? B-Dog had just asked if we practice with a backstop or just on the hill. Well, just on the hill for now. And really, Raina's the only one that's practicing because she's got her little kid bow that we bought her years ago. But she's outgrown that thing. You know, she's not 4 anymore, right? So
right.
That's part of it too, is I want her to have a bow that she can grow into as well. So I mean, I've done a lot of research into it, but talking to people who have experience, I think, is where I'm getting the most information from. So I thank you for coming up and talking to me about this, because I really do. When I do this, it's going to be an investment. And you know, I've got bowstring, I've got string wax, I know how to make my strings. I'll probably have to adjust it when I do get the bow that we're going to use.
Yep.
So that, you know, I get it done properly. But so I mean, I've invested time into, you know, the skills to go along with this. That's why it's so important to get the right one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I want it to be something that's going to last, and I want it to be a one-time investment.
Yeah.
And I want it to be good. I want it to be good for her and for me, though, and that's the thing, because she'll go out and shoot targets all day long, but if we're out there doing it together, that's time that we're spending together, right? Creating those memories for her. But it's also, we're learning from each other what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong.
Right.
And so, you know, it's all that wrapped together. It really is. And I want it to be something, like I said, that we can hunt with, and that we can use in that manner. So with her growing, I want it to, that's why we decided on recurve, right? Less draw, but more delivery, I guess is how you'd say it. Maybe I'm saying that wrong.
Yeah, but it also requires more strength, because it's harder to hold back a recurve than it is a compound.
Yes, but if I'm buying a compound, all right. So here's a question for you. Let me just ask you the question like this then.
Okay.
How often do the gears and the moving parts on a compound need replaced? That's my first question. I'm going to give you rapid fire. You can answer them however you want. What is string durability with the compound? And then the third question is, what's my maintenance and cleaning ritual for that compound bow?
Okay. As far as the parts are concerned, the only time you're really going to have to replace any of the cams or cables are, you know, if you damage them. Say you're out hunting or something and you have a fall and slam against some rocks, you know, you might create some gouges in the cams that can cut on the cables and cause problems. But aside from that, just normal shooting every once in a while, even if it's every day, shooting isn't going to do any damage to those parts.
Okay.
Cleaning it, you just want to, when you're done shooting, if you're in a dirty, dusty environment, you just make sure you wipe your bow down real good, clean the cams as best as you can from dust and debris, and then put it in a case and set it aside till the next time you're going to use it. And overall maintenance, there's really not a lot. Once you get your bow set up and you get it tuned, which a compound is much more difficult to tune than a recurve. But once it's set up, it's set up. You know, you're not really having to do a lot of maintenance.
Okay.
You know, I think on this bow, the most that you really got to do maintenance on is on your arrow rest, to make sure that it's not sticking, depending on what type of arrow rest you have. This piece sticking out the side here is an adjustable plunger that comes through to where the arrow is sitting, and it's a spring-loaded plunger that kind of helps with keeping the arrow going straight. It absorbs some of the shock, because when you release the arrow is going to flex, and that plunger kind of counteracts the flexing in the arrow. So you want to make sure those things are kept clean and adjusted properly, because if you got it too tight, it'll kick your arrow off to the side. If you don't have it tight enough, then you're going to get too much flex in the arrow, and it could just bounce out of the bow instead of flying down towards your target.
Okay. I'd ask Appalachian Reaper this too, but I'm going to ask you as well, because, you know, more information is more information. So arrows, okay. Carbon arrows, but what happens if we were in a situation where we're having to make our own arrows? Wouldn't the recurve bow be more receptive to a homemade arrow? Like, you know, hardwood probably is.
Nope. And these days, your best bet for most bows these days is going to be carbon shafts. That's all I shoot. I quit using aluminum years ago.
Okay.
And they're really not that difficult to make. I make my own arrows. I've been doing that for years. Yeah. Yeah.
Charlie, do you have a link? Do you sell them?
I don't sell them. I pretty much I make my own, because I can measure for myself and all of that. You have to get measured to get your arrows made. They have to know what that draw length is, and it's got to be a full draw length. Otherwise, you're going to have difficulty with getting your arrows to fly right.
Now, when you measure your draw length, isn't it from like the center of your? Is it from the center of your palm to your shoulder? I forget how to measure that.
You need a bow to do it.
Okay.
Typically your arrow is going to stick out about that far past the end of the riser. So you want to go, when you draw it back, you bring the arrow to about that point, and that's where you're going to cut it off. But they actually have tools for that. They have a draw length tool to tell you what your desired arrow length is going to be.
So chances are, I'll have to buy arrows. I'll have to get arrows my draw length and get my daughter arrows her draw length. Because I mean, I'm fully grown, so my arms aren't getting any longer, but hers will.
Yeah.
And so will her ability to pull back. So as she grows, her draw length is going to change, and we're going to have to get her longer arrows. Is that true too?
You're definitely going to have to get longer arrows. I don't know how well you can see that. That's my case right here.
Uh-huh.
Your arrows and all your equipment in there. But I actually came out here to grab one of my arrows just so I can kind of show you, give you an idea. Get out of there. Okay. I don't know how well you can see that.
Pretty well.
That's a lot of
You're
arrows.
just making me want to shoot bow now. I just want to go shoot a bow for a while.
Let me get back in where there's no sun. I hear you. Okay, so let's put the phone back down, plug it back in. Okay. So that's this is my arrow quiver, and this is one of my target arrows. And this is a Carbon Express carbon fiber shaft.
That helps our stream a little bit.
Okay.
So, and then this actually right here, these rings, that's actually my name.
Oh, cool.
You put the arrow on a spinner, and as it spins it, you just put your paintbrush to it, and you can paint whatever designation or marker on there that you want to identify that it's yours. So
that's cool.
Here's another.
That is pretty cool.
Another example. I'm not sure how well you can see that. My lighting in here is terrible.
Oh, actually, your lighting is really good. It's when it's freezing. We still see the one with the yellow and your name.
The binding on it.
The binding on it.
Oh, so yeah, the delay.
I try to shutting our cam off so it helps with the stream. It's working.
Right.
Haven't gotten to that second arrow yet.
Yeah, they're actually my newer ones.
Yeah, Bella, I think we should go shoot those.
And then, oh no, there you go. Those are the arrows that I use.
Okay.
And they're really
and you
easy
make these your own now.
What's that?
Go ahead. I will ask artists. Give me a minute. No, you don't need a license for a bow. You don't need any special permissions unless you're going to hunt with it. Then you need to get a hunting permit in bow season, wherever you're located.
Right. Yep. But anybody can own a bow. Anybody can make their own arrows. Anybody can go out and shoot. And it's a great family sport too. It doesn't have to be just for hunting.
Now, do you have any experience with bolts for crossbows? Crossbows, I know, take bolts, and you can get those in carbon as well, right?
Yeah, you can get them in carbon. And you know, the great thing about the carbon arrows is because they're so much lighter, you can get a greater distance with them without having to raise up higher on your sighting. You know,
Okay.
they went versus aluminum or wood. It's kind of like the analogy that I'll use to describe the two is a rock and a feather.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
carbon
that
arrows
makes
are,
sense.
you're going to get so much more distance out of them.
You mind if we invite some more people up here and ask you some questions?
No, go ahead.
Since I mean,
Please.
you got a wealth of knowledge, and this is a topic that, of course, intrigues me because you know I spend all my time on the hunting and fishing shows asking about bows.
Don't be afraid to come up and ask questions.
Charlie's willing to help us out. You guys got information? Come on up and help us out. Really,
no question's a silly question. It's so true.
Yep.
You've been hearing that back when I was a kid. It's no question silly.
Except for the one you don't ask. You can't get an answer if you don't ask.
Come on up.
And yeah, I mean, I could talk bows all day just because I'm so interested in them. And I did shoot when I was younger, and then you know, I've shot friends' bows and stuff, whatever, when they've come over. But I want a bow that I can get out there and I can work with, you know, daily and get those skills built up, right?
Right.
Really, that's why I'm trying to get all. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket, but I want to at least have that basket full enough that I'm going to feed people for a while, you know.
Absolutely. Hey, Robert.
And
hey,
you know,
what you
Robert.
want to know? What you want to know?
What do you want to share? I'm gonna call you Huckleberry in a good way.
Yeah.
Can I call you Huckleberry?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I love you, man. You're awesome.
I seen somebody asked about the string slap on your arm. If you get a string slap on your arm, you get a
that's part of your technique.
That's right. Your feet are not set straight. Your feet got to be planted in a certain way. When you shoot, your arm won't bow out. What happens is people tend to hold the bow too straight out, okay? And that makes your forearm pop out right here. And the string will catch you every time.
What you gotta do is when you get drawn back, you turn the elbow outward.
Right, so it doesn't get slapped.
Okay, if you turn it inward, you're definitely catching the arm.
Exactly, every time.
Usually it happens right up here.
Yep.
And you will get a blood blister from hell.
Man.
Unless you're really, really, really good at instinctive hunting without the sights, I wouldn't recommend bow hunting because you're going to wound the animal. Unless you're perfect shot.
That depends on the broadheads that you're using.
Right, but I mean, you know, one shot, one kill. That's our terminology right there. You know that. You use two blade?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was muted there for a second.
I use
Camel had a really good question. Who knows what that 2-finger salute is?
Hey, our favorite buddy is our favorite friend is he got the name of the good broadhead, Rage. I like Rage broadheads.
What is it?
Typically I use Muzzy.
Yeah, they're good too. Yeah, they're expensive.
C&M too. You guys, you can come on up. You're welcome. Any of you guys are welcome to come up here and join in the conversation.
Please come up.
What do we have up to 10 now? Yeah, please, by all means.
Handle 10 people. So.
You guys are welcome to come up. Let's have a conversation about this. Apparently, you guys want to hear more about it too, and I would love to just listen to you guys talk about this.
Yeah, that's what this is for.
Here's your platform. Come get it.
Yep.
Ask questions.
Come get it. Yeah. So
I'm sure Charlie's heard of Tim Wells.
Yes.
That dude, That's an instinctive hunter.
Yeah.
He goes goose hunting and duck hunting with a bow, not a gun,
Yep.
not a shotgun.
Yeah. I won't
Nice.
use a gun. I
That
will
dude
not
is-
use a gun.
That dude's amazing. I mean, amazing. With his
Yeah, see, that's
stalking.
the kind of skill I'd love to get developed.
Right.
Watch him. If you know, I don't suggest watching TV, but watch him. I think he's on YouTube.
He is
That
on
man-
YouTube. I've
Probably.
watched him. And he has an orange bow, I think. I've watched him. I really wanted to get into making bows. I really did, but
You can
That's
you can
hard.
find
I'm not
you can
sure
find it
that's
though.
I don't think that's going to be my niche. Well, I
No.
like it. I'm an artist, you guys. I mean, first and foremost, I'm an artist, and I like every different medium. And bows are beautiful works of art to me. And so that was one of the reasons why I wanted to try my hand at it. But I don't have that skill set or that. It's just not my thing, you know. That doesn't mean I won't try it again someday, but I found, having tried it, that it wasn't my thing at that point. I'll say it that way. But
Yeah.
I do want to shoot bows. I do love bows. And so, you know, like I was explaining to Charlie earlier, you know, the more information I can gather, the better informed my purchase is going to be, and I'm going to get what I want for the reasons I want it. You know, I probably am not going to ever buy a compound bow. I understand the pros of them, but I'm a really simple kind of girl, and I want something that is, I can maintain it. I can replace pieces if I have to. I can. The maintenance is going to be low, and the reward is going to be high. That's and I don't see that as a laziness trait. I see that as a maybe I'll be able to shoot into my 60s and 70s if I'm lucky, and if I can build up that strength, you know, before I reach that point, and I'll still be able to shoot a bow at that age. I would be happy with my life at that point.
The great thing about a bow is,
I know-
as you get older, you can adjust the draw weight
Yeah.
by changing the limbs. You know, you can go longer limbs and have a lower draw weight. You can make all kinds of adjustments. You know, these limbs here that I have, these are for a 68-inch bow, which would be pretty much your longest bow. These limbs would put you at 30 pounds, and you come down a little bit to a 66-inch bow, it's going to put you at 32 pounds. If you come down to a 62-inch bow, it's probably going to put you at about 30, somewhere around 37 to 38 pounds. So the parts that you use to put your bow together are really important for making sure that you're getting the setup that you want. You for the draw weight, the height of the bow,
I'm gonna go get mine.
and the amount of power you're going to get out of it.
Okay. Yeah, and that's, you know, I mean, I was looking at that at first, and when she was younger, I mean, I've been looking for the right bow for some time, if you can't tell. When the money was there to just go purchase that, I hadn't decided on, and I didn't have enough information on what I wanted to get. Of course, life happens. You know, you pay your bills, and you're like, oh, well, don't have that setback anymore. How to use that? So now it's okay. I'm going to gather some more information, and then that way I will be ready to make that purchase next time. You know, that we get to that point where I've got the money to purchase something that can fulfill those needs. And I'm going long game. I don't want to go short game. And I think a lot of people, even first time bow buyers, they want to know what's going to work for them to start up, what's going to grow with them, and then, what's going to last as well. And I think more people would probably bow hunt if they had that kind of information available. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hi, Matt.
Yeah. And bow hunting is so much fun. I mean, aside from the dirty parts of it, crawling around through the brush and maybe climbing a tree or two or whatever, but
What the kids are
when you
for.
get out there, it's so much more fun because you got to stalk that animal. You got to be able to get within 40 yards or so of that animal to be able to shoot it cleanly. And with a gun, you can be hundreds of yards away. So it makes it much more enjoyable, much more fun. Oh, Robert's got his bow.
Oh, hey, give us 1 second, there, Robert.
Huh? Okay.
So camo, yes, and the way the word was pronounced, the pluck word was pronounced was different because they used pheasant's feathers for their fletching, and so that's how the original came about, and then turned into something else.
Just plastic.
All right, hold on.
Soft plastic.
Can we try to refresh so we can? I want to see Robert's bow. Give us 1 second. We're going to try to refresh so we're not frozen.
We're not shutting the stream down. We're just refreshing us.
I want to see Robert's bow too.
Yeah.
So do I. I'll be right back, guys.
Right.
All right.
Bow fishing. Oh, that's awesome, artist.
Let me get this set up here.
Can you put that down for me?
Okay. Here. Wow.
Did we lose Jeff and Heather? Or did they go backstage?
They're rebooting, I think.
Ah.
There we go. Thanks for hanging in with us, guys.
No problem.
We've got terrible signal today.
I know how that is. There you are.
You actually tried to make a PVC bow. It would have been good, except I had trouble straightening the limbs and lining them up after I did the handle. I couldn't get it to line up properly, so I scrapped that one. But I may try doing PVC bow again just to see if I can. I know the draw weight on it's not going to be as good as a professional bow, but might make for a good practice bow. I don't know. How you guys feel about PVC bows?
Never messed with one.
No.
Nope. I'll tell you what. When you're standing at full draw with an arrow in the bow that's got a broadhead on it, you don't want any issues with any part of that bow breaking.
Right, you put it through your hand, right? You put that broadhead through your hand. Real quick.
I mean, I've had strings break on me. I've had limbs break on me. I've even had a riser crack and start to bend on me. So when you're using, and we're talking about machined aluminum.
Yeah.
So you go messing around with PVC, if you have a weak point anywhere in there, that thing's just going to snap like a twig.
Yep. Yep. Any weakness.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Bonnie has a good question here for you guys.
What's up,
Yeah,
Bonnie?
we want to see your bow, Robert.
Yep.
Bonnie's question is pretty hard with arthritis in the fingers to use a bow.
No.
What about
I have
those
arthritis.
wrists? Do you
Right
use
there.
the wrist thing to do the pullback, to do your drawback?
Right here.
That's a release, a mechanical release.
See the trigger?
Yep.
Trigger's
Yeah.
right here.
You sit there like that and
Watch it close. See how it pinches shut? It snaps open.
yep.
Straps right to your wrist.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now,
Hey,
Robert.
Robert.
It took them 10 years to talk me into the release. I was shooting with my fingers always. But when you shoot with a release, your pattern's this big. That's the difference.
Are you hooking straight onto your bowstring, or do you have a loop on your bowstring that you're hooking it to?
I just had this redone. It's got a loop in it.
Yeah. You
But
want that loop.
Yeah, my other bows didn't. They had the little brass crimps.
Yeah, I don't even use those. I use fishing line. Wrap the fishing line around where you want your knock set to be.
Yeah.
And then you kind of just heat it up, and it'll kind of attach to the bowstring, and it'll stay there. It ain't moving.
Huh.
Nice.
Yeah, I
hadn't thought about that.
I don't hunt for target practice anymore. That's why I got this suite. That's why I use this one. I hunt for meat only.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Heather, with the fishing line, you'd want to use about a 30 to 40 pound test fishing line to use to make the knock sets.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, that was the next question. So Bonnie's asking, is there any
good question for? Yeah.
Is there such a thing as a good one for under 500? And
oh yeah,
I believe Charlie and Appalachian had both mentioned one before, and I think you guys had mentioned the same one to us.
Now I want to add into this, Bonnie. When you're getting into this, now you're saying 500 for just a bow. You're going to have to also think about the accessories you're going to need to get when you buy the bow. So
but you can
just understand there will be added little accessories like the glove or a whatever it may be. Just it will go up in cost. So if you're only willing to spend $5, find somebody that will help you.
These are very expensive.
And go ahead. I'm not trying to interrupt. I just wanted to let them know. There's a lot more to it than just buying a bow.
Yeah, a lot more to it. You're going to spend a couple. You can figure probably about $100 for a dozen arrows, depending on what you're buying. Your bow, you can buy a bow for, $100, $200 on eBay. That's where I bought this one. I got this off of eBay for about $130.
Or wait for somebody to
nice.
Oh, okay.
Wait for somebody to need some money.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, well, yes, we can hear you.
Really? Okay, my kids help me.
Welcome.
Yay! Kids are awesome, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they're teenagers, so
I can't see
it's a hit and miss,
50-50.
Yeah.
I can't see her name.
It's not on there?
Bonnie, is that Bonnie?
Conspiracy No More.
It should be
This is Conspiracy No More.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought you were.
Oh, that's
Your
Do
chat
I
is so
click?
interesting, though. I love your chat.
Do I click on there's a screen over here with my name on it, and I see my face talking, a little screen. Do I click on that so you guys can see my name?
It's there.
No, you're there.
Now it's there.
Nope.
Oh,
You're fine. You're fine. It was the way I had the setting to.
Yeah.
There was for the chat. No big deal.
Okay.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right. She'll be right back. All right. Go ahead. Charlie, we were stating what you get into when you do buy bows.
Yeah.
The arrows.
You can buy a bow, a set of limbs. You can even buy arrows on eBay. There's guys out there that will make them for your custom draw length and all of that. So you can piece things together fairly cheaply. If you go to an archery shop, you're going to spend a ton of money.
Okay.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
I'm really glad you guys
and you
are
may
doing
not get
that.
what you want.
Right. You're getting what
What
they
was
have.
that conspiracy?
Yeah, there's so many people out there with information. Gotta
I
share
was
it.
just saying that I'm really glad you guys are doing this. And I swear, I don't like to swear, but I was literally talking to my kid because I grew up shooting bows, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, we were literally talking about getting her a bow, and because it's also just fun. But you can learn a lot,
Yeah.
And that's why I asked you about the arrows. So it probably would be good to maybe have a variety of the two you were talking about.
Yep. I always do.
Okay.
This is aluminum. This is carbon. You see the difference in size?
Yep.
Yeah.
Now this carbon will fly almost twice as fast as this one.
Oh wow.
Is that an Easton 2117?
I don't know. I lost the numbers, Charlie. You know what I mean?
Right there on the arrow.
Easton changed. Yeah, it's a 2117. Yeah.
Yeah.
These are
the difference in arrows, and this actually is something that's important, because you may be out there and you may not have a lot of arrows with you.
Right.
Actually,
aluminum arrows, if you shoot and you miss, that arrow is likely going to be.
Yep. Yep.
Whereas with one of these.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
This is carbon fiber.
Carbon fiber. Okay.
I mean, that's a heck of a bend I've got in it. You do that with an aluminum arrow, that arrow is toast. No good anymore. This one, it'll snap right back.
Yeah.
And you can reuse it.
Yes.
Yeah. You can
the only thing is if you hit something hard, you're going to shove that point down. It'll actually splinter, and it'll shove that point down inside the shaft.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. It makes me want to go shoot.
I have a question real quick, and this is going to sound like a stupid question, but I promise I don't mean it to be. I just want help people
there
understand.
Are no stupid questions.
When you talk about right, I know. When we talk about the grain of an arrow, right? The weight, is that in the head? Is that in the head, or is that in the shaft? Like the head of the shaft.
That's all right there in the point.
Yep,
right in the point.
Okay.
Right.
Oh boy.
And this point is actually about that long. It goes that far back into the shaft.
Really?
Yes.
Let me try to get this right.
And now I'm going to ask another silly question, but
that's a 90 gram point.
This is an expandable. Ooh. This is an expandable.
Oh wow!
Not a whack right now.
That's good for bow fishing right there.
Yep. When this goes in the animal or fish, whatever, it expands out like that and makes a bigger, wider cut, so your animal drops faster.
Oh wow!
Well, it also prevents it from pulling back through.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff.
I couldn't find it. I have bird tips too, but I couldn't find them right offhand, real quick.
Can I
don't
ask
know
another question? Though?
I'm sorry.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Ask away.
Go ahead, conspiracy.
Oh no, I was just going to make a comment that I don't know. It would be I'd have to be starving. It'd be very hard for me to kill something. And I understand. You know, I'm not against any of it, but me doing it myself. You know, we lived in undeveloped land in Oklahoma when I was really little, and there was a horrible storm. It was really terrifying, and literally they had to tie our camper to 2 big trees, and I mean, we thought we were going to die. And I mean, you literally saw snakes and everything going down the road. And to get up there, it was, to me, I felt like the Jeep was going to flip backwards because it was so far up in the air. And so it was kind of a crazy experience, but I did learn, like shooting a bow. You know, I learned how to shoot a rifle then. But my uncles told me, "Are you ready to eat Bambi?" And I think I was 7 or 8.
Oh man!
And I was like,
That did it. That did it.
So, yeah,
my uncle did that to me too when I was little.
Yeah, that's not how you go about it.
My mom
they
had
were
to
teenagers.
sneak deer meat in.
Oh,
That is cold-hearted to do that to somebody.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, ah. And then so I was like, I'm getting out of here. So I just stopped eating. And so it got the girls out of there at least. So go ahead.
You know what? Though both are
that's one
good
part.
self-defense as well, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ranged self-defense.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yep.
yeah. I
Now
think it's very cool.
That's one thing true bow hunters do, even on the TV, even on YouTube. They try to turn the animal to the side where you can't see all the blood. We never ever want to turn an anti-hunt, a curious person into an anti-hunter.
Correct.
That's voodoo.
Yeah.
That's like the 10 Commandments. You do not do that.
Right.
I know
Don't
that
show
it's
the blood.
natural.
Never show the blood. Never show the exit wound. You can show the entrance wound because there's hardly no blood. That's when you see an animal that they've shot.
Yeah.
They'll roll it on the good side, so you see it doesn't turn you off.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I'm grateful you guys are doing this, because I'm learning so much, and then things that I do know, it's jogging my memory.
And you know what? There's nothing you can't even compare it to gun hunting. When you're in a tree, watching the animals and watching how they react and how they live, that's priceless. That is so priceless. I've seen deer do things that I can't even explain it. You know how when like a large buck will kick the female and the baby out. That's common knowledge, right? You know
I didn't know that.
One time,
Yeah.
I was in the woods. One time, my friend's father's woods. I seen the biggest deer in my life. That deer had a doe and the baby with him, and no one believes me because the male kicks, the buck will kick out the females and the babies.
That's wild.
That thing was with his family. I couldn't believe it. And when he smelt me, it was like the woods erupted. It was just nothing but goosebumps, man. It was just
That's
so
amazing.
Yes,
That's amazing.
it's amazing. It's just, and see what the thing. My story is, they talked me into it. I wore out a bow just at the bow range. I didn't even go hunting yet. Charlie, I shot so many times that limb just died.
Right.
And but when I moved to Wisconsin, back home to Wisconsin, 8 deer came into my stand.
Wow.
And it was just my heart was pumping in my neck. It's unexplainable.
You're a part of it. You get
Yep.
to be a part of.
Exactly.
Of
And as far as, like you said, killing Bambi, I'm gonna tell you something. I'd rather have it on my dinner plate than in your car or hurting your children from being slammed into the car. Okay?
I see.
That's
Oh yeah.
That's the mindset I have.
Yeah, I'm not against it at all.
But I mean, you
It's
know
just,
what I mean.
Yeah, that thought that they did, I was like, oh my
It just
gosh.
scars
I
you.
did.
Yeah,
It does a bit.
Yeah.
You know, but when it comes down to life itself, yes, you're going to, you're going to do what you need to do.
So
absolutely.
I have another arrow related question for you two fellas in the know, and even you, conspiracy, if you know, fletchings. I've noticed the fletchings of different lengths and widths. Is that for?
I like these.
Is that? I know it has to do with aim, and I know it has to do with distance. But how exactly does that affect the arrow when you're shooting, as far as your accuracy, as far as your distance that you're able to send it?
My thing is less is better. See how little these are?
Now
look at this one. Look at this one. There's a difference right here. Let me see. Let me get this. The longer ones tend to warp. Like, see right in here. See this little thing right here?
Okay.
That's why this arrow's parked. It won't fly straight.
Yep.
Yep. A little wave in it. That's why I don't like long ones.
Because it depends on how you fletch them.
Yeah.
If you look at mine, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but you can see that my fletchings have a twist.
Yeah, you got a twist. Yep, you're twisty. Yep.
Can you
I've been
see
doing
that
this a long time, bro. Since 1988.
That twist kind of helps to keep them from deforming on the longer veins. And it also gives you a tighter spiral spin in your arrow as it's moving.
Yep.
And I saw somebody put up a question just a little while ago about, do arrows fly straight? If they're made properly, they do fly straight. They will fly like a perfect spiral football being thrown by a quarterback.
Yep.
If you're getting a tail whip or anything like that, then something about your arrow is not done correctly.
And you shoot. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
And you can take if you when Heather says she wants to build a bow, once you get it built, then you hang a piece of paper and you shoot through that. And if you only have the three or whatever broadhead you're using, even a target tip, all you should have is those razor cuts. If your arrows if the ass end of the arrow is catching up with the front, it's going to rip that paper different. Follow me?
Oh,
yeah, I'm following.
That's how you tune your bow.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's also how you
have to talk about that when I get closer to it.
Right.
That's also one of the ways that you tune the plunger on the side of the bow to make sure that the arrow is going straight and not getting kicked out to the side. Because again, the arrow, if it's tuned properly, the arrow is going to go straight through. You're going to have a small hole, and if you're getting any kind of tail whip, it's going to rip that paper side to side.
Yep, or top to bottom.
Yeah,
either way.
Usually side to side, though.
Then you know it's tuned. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Whenever I shoot when I was younger, it always felt like I was going with it, like I was experiencing the flight of the arrow.
Yep. Sound like Ted Nugent. Ted Nugent knows what he's talking about. I'm telling you.
Yes, he does.
Spirit of
I
the
saw
arrow.
Ted Nugent live at the concert that he got arrested for in I think he was in Cleveland. I saw him at that concert. He got arrested for firing
I recommend these for women. I really do.
Firebolt into a deer.
And anybody. I really, like I said, it took me forever to get one of these, but I finally switched over.
What is that?
This goes on your
mechanical release.
Oh, your wrist?
Yeah. So in case you're worried about your fingers being ripped up or weak, right?
No, I wish I'd have known about that.
This goes right on here, and you hold it in your hand. See my hand?
Yeah.
My finger's right on the trigger, right there.
Ah,
I get my anchor point.
I like that.
Pull the trigger right here.
That puts all the weight of the bow on your wrist.
Right.
Because you're not gripping that when you draw back. You're not gripping that. You're letting all that bow weight sit on the wrist, and you just have your finger on the trigger.
Yep.
And just a really loose grip on the shaft of it.
Exactly.
And you got that finger on the trigger, and you just squeeze that trigger off.
Yep.
Just like a gun. Just squeeze that trigger.
And here's my.
Can you use that on a compound bow?
Yeah.
That's what my. I only shoot compound
for.
Can you see this very well?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me see if
that's nice.
We'll have to refresh again.
Oh, here it is, right here.
Yeah.
This way. You see these right here? This is my.
Give us a second.
This is for my. I want to shoot short
arrows. You guys go ahead and talking.
This is a bridge.
Yeah.
I got. Now see this is my arrow release right here.
Oh.
Now, the secret, if you're going to be in the wilderness by yourself, you know them Dr. Scholl's foot things?
Yeah.
A deer can hear everything. Just figure a deer can hear everything and anything.
They can feel it.
We used to put before they come out with this plastic wrap, Charlie, we used to put Dr. Scholl's foot wrap around there, them felt things.
Really?
Yep.
In case your arrow bounces, the deer ain't gonna hear it. When you pull back, it won't make a noise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The corn pads.
Yeah, it works. You got to change
the corn pads. They're like the oval.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the Dr. Scholl's corn pads. You can, or either that or moleskin.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Those little pads. That's smart.
Those are really good for silencing parts of your bow where you would get, like clicking from the arrow, touching on the arrow rest or whatever.
This is kind of a new bow for me.
That's a Rambo.
You can see the arrow rest. Now right here, when I have my other bow, my mom made me like what Charlie said, a moleskin, and I put it right here.
So when you place the arrow,
yep. Or sometimes when you pull an arrow back, it will rise up on the front and fall off the rest.
My kids
is that a PSE?
Huh?
My kids walk in here like shh.
Yeah, it's a PSE. I love my PSE, brother.
PSEs are good bows, man.
This bow is more quieter than the ones on TV. That's why I own it. This is why I own this.
And what's the name of that one?
A PSE.
As in Paul, Sandra, Edward. PSE.
Yeah.
PSE. Got it.
And I got my pins in there. See the pins?
Yeah.
Yep. Those are your sights.
Now this is my peep sight.
Yeah.
It's typically it's actually like an old ancient gun with a peep sight, like an army gun.
Oh,
Can't see the hole though. I can't. But when you pull this back, see this rubber cord?
Yeah.
That pulls that peep sight exactly the same time every time.
Yep.
That's why
they're right in that perfect spot.
Yep, right in the perfect
every
spot.
time.
And this peep sight has an angle cut into it. So when you pull it back, it kind of goes with the string and you can see directly in, and you line it up to your pins right here.
I like that.
It's just like a gun.
I like that. There's a lot to it. People think it's just grabbing a bow but it's so cool.
But if you're in a tree and you do not move, deer can't see you. Elk can't see you. Bears can't see you.
Really?
Right. That's why we call it statue. Get in your tree and you act like a statue. When the animals come in,
you don't smell like a human.
Right, right.
Oh yeah. Okay. I feel you.
Address the scent, address
Yeah.
the wind. You gotta use wind direction. Keep your scent down. I use pine needles. I go like Heather and Jeff. They would go in their woods in their area, collect pine needles, put them in a bag, wash your clothes with no detergent, then put that in a bag with the thing. That's the best luck I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
You ain't gotta
Don't-
buy crap.
Yeah.
You want to go out when you buy like new camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go put that on, go outside and roll around in the dirt, get those clothes nice and stinky and sweaty, and then wash them in just cold water.
Yep.
Okay.
And then put them in a bag and put them away and let them sit. And
Out
then
of
that way you
out
don't.
of your hunting woods,
Yes.
out of your area.
Okay.
And then
Or wherever you are.
Yep, wherever you are.
And then
Wherever
when
it
you
is.
shower before a hunt, you want to do that probably a couple of days ahead of time. And you don't want any deodorant. You don't want any smells from shampoos or body wash or anything like that. You want to smell as natural as possible. And even then, on top of that, you want to use some type of a scent like a buck scent or a skunk urine scent or something like that to cover your human smell, because you may not be able to smell yourself, but they can smell you.
They can smell everything too. Yep, they can.
Okay. So yeah, I'll go with that too, because I don't really care for anything running up on me.
Otherwise, here's what we used to do, because we're working people. Okay, you wanna click off work, run to your stand. Which stand do you use? We had several. It depends on which way the wind's blowing. Okay?
I don't use them.
Wind. If the wind comes this way, you go into this stand. The wind's over there, you go into that stand.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
you want to be downwind of the animal.
Right. If you see Craig the hunter,
Downwind?
he's got several spots to hunt. That's why.
Yep.
It's all about the wind and the timing. It's cool. It's a good thing to get into.
It actually is.
Yeah. But you know what?
You can take care of yourself.
You know what it reminds me of? Because Bonnie said something, or somebody said something. They try to teach us in junior high and high school and shit with junk. So it reminds me of when you tried to ski when we were young.
Yeah.
We were skiing on junk. So I never had an interest in either one of them. Then once
Hey Reaper, get up here.
I finally how do you say that? I finally tried skiing and I finally find bow hunting. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love to ski.
I know. I was like,
I do have a question though. If so I had multiple surgeries, stuff like that. So my left shoulder, I'm primarily anything that has to do with strength, I use my right.
Right.
But it's really weird because things that a left-handed person would do, like holding a tray, things like that, I do that too. So I kind of do both. But I'm guessing it would be my right hand to pull back. So if my left shoulder is all the way out, it never got in place. I had surgery there. And I know you were talking about how I'm so low in this chair. Hold on. You were talking about, sorry guys. How to hold the arm, right? The arm out. So I have to literally turn it in. I'm not good with the camera yet. Here. I have to literally turn it like this and then do this to get this in.
You see how I'm turning the lower part of my elbow outward?
Yeah. Oh, so you want it that way?
Yes.
See how my wrist goes?
You don't want it turned in because you're going to get string slap right here.
Yeah. Everybody's different too.
You turn it out.
I see. They're
only like $12, $15 if you want to get an arm guard, just until understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
They do
until the string catches the back end of the arm guard and slides it up your arm.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we'll try. I'll try it out.
They're nice to have when you're learning, because I'll tell you what, those blood blisters hurt like hell.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things, of course, I want to learn how to do, and until I get certain things fixed, this is what I have to work with. So I just trying to learn, like what I just asked you about with the best way to hold it and what was going on with my shoulder. So I'm trying to make things easier, smarter, not harder, I guess.
Right.
What I'm trying to say.
But
I saw Appalachian Reaper in the chat. Come on up here, brother. Come talk with us.
I don't even know where the chat is.
And you don't have to run out like Charlie and buy the fancy, shiny, You don't have to get blinged out? Dude, you can buy you can get them at a garage sale. I got mine for $125 from a guy who needed money. When I come out to California here, I frickin' had the cams redone, the cables redone. I got a custom tied string, Now it's worth something. It wasn't worth
Robert,
because
when I go hunting with mine, I get spray paint and I camouflage it.
That's smart. I would do the same thing.
Right.
Yep. This is a target bow that's being used for a hunting bow.
Yep, exactly.
Right.
Are you going to spray paint that one?
Yeah, I've had it spray painted before. You can still see some of the old paint on the back of my arrow rest.
They used to make skin, and then used to make skin wrap, or they used to call it snake skin wrap camo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they do that. I get the
that was 15 years ago, I think. It was a long time ago.
I'll go out and get 2 or 3 colors of flat spray paint, and I'll paint according to the conditions of the area that I'm planning to go hunt, so that I can blend in better. And then a little bit of acetone takes it right off. You can clean the bow right back up to its original look, if you need to. But for hunting purposes, I camouflage everything before I go.
Yeah, I would. I don't want anybody out there seeing what I'm doing.
Well, you don't want the animals to see the bling bling of the shiny metal, and
right. And the sun hits it, and they're gone.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys having me on. I have a lot going on all the time, and I never can get on, or my heart's racing 1,000 miles a minute, and I've been that way since I was really young. And I was very, very shy. So I had my kids. I'm like, you guys got to help me. I'm never going to get on. So I appreciate it. I really do.
Heather, Reaper said he sent a chat message, said he's in the back room.
I'm going to grab my phone so I can see the chat.
Hey, I love people that want to learn, and I can't emphasize it enough. Really. It is the most, how do you say it? Charlie, it's hard to explain. It is the most exhilarating feeling you'll ever feel. And no one does it.
I know. This stuff should be taught in schools.
Right. I mean, the
good way. Life, things about real life. It's
right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Is that Reaper?
Howdy.
Hey,
Reaper.
There he is. Hey, Reaper.
How you
How's
doing,
everybody
brother?
doing today?
Did you hear your ears burning?
Well, we got some interested people in bow hunting. That's pretty cool. I love that.
Well, that's a man to talk to right there.
Yeah. He's living in where you can actually hunt nowadays.
Right?
Yeah, I'm in the country.
You lucky, man.
Yeah.
I want to agree with Charlie. There's a lot of different things out there you can buy for scent. Most of it is junk.
Right.
Some people swear by it. Other people don't want nothing to do with it. In my experience over time, I've been hunting since I was 9 years old. I'm 31. So, in my experience, I've found that if you always face the wind or thermals, if you're in the mountain areas, thermals will outdo the wind, which is a completely different thing. The wind could be blowing west, the thermals dropping east. So then you're in a whirlwind tunnel. So really what you have to do essentially is get out and drop milkweed, or a lot of people use baking soda, but milkweed is cheap. You can find it everywhere. So
We're kind of breaking up a little bit there.
But
My cat.
Can
Sorry.
y'all hear them?
there,
You're breaking up a bit, Reaper.
can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Now we can.
I was just stating that essentially you just
No, we're losing
it's
you,
real
Reaper.
choppy. I think you're losing signal.
Yeah. Oh, he dropped.
Totally dropped.
Yeah, totally dropped out.
Call back in, Reaper, if you're still
call
listening.
back in, bud.
We love you, Reaper.
It's, it's like it's what works for you too.
Yeah.
And the area
You know what I
that you're in.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What works in
I think
Alabama may
The
not
gist
work
of what
in
he was saying
California.
was
Right.
right. But
see,
he was saying the gist of what he was saying was that the thermals will help trap your body heat and some of your human odor too.
Well, no, what he's talking about you've got your wind and then you've got your thermal, the thermal
and
layer
down.
that's
Oh,
in the area.
your thermal vents. Yeah.
And it causes a whirlwind. So even though you're sitting downwind, when that thermal comes in and creates that whirlwind, it's spreading it all around.
Yep.
I had my
That's our
dog
enemy.
before this one. He was something else. He could be sitting there and the air would be hitting him and he'd get up and turn around and go in the opposite direction after whatever he smelled. That's how smart that dog was.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh, wow.
But you're right. That's very, even though he was smelling it coming towards him, he knew it was behind him.
Wow.
See, in some areas too, you
They're
can.
very smart.
Some areas you can throw down.
Animals are smart on that part. Yeah.
You understand that?
You do what, Robert?
You check your state. You check your state regulations for bow hunting. Some states you can drop corn and apples and salt, like Wisconsin used to. I'm not sure anymore.
Oh, we don't have that sign on here, do we?
But Colorado and California, you have to stalk the animal.
You have to what?
Okay.
You have to stalk
in
the
California,
animal.
yeah, you have to stalk the animal. You can't use bait traps to lure them in, like a salt lick or anything like that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're
You
talking
can't
about.
do that here in California.
Right.
Okay.
But I can hunt right next to my apple orchard here. See the difference? That's natural.
As long as you're so many yards off the road.
Yeah, right.
If you are in the city, are there properties that will lease it out for you to not even like, go deer hunting or anything like that?
In your look in your local little shopper or bargain hunter paper or what have you. Almost every place in America has some kind of little local rag. And for us, I mean, you can look in there and during hunting season, right before hunting season, people own properties that are just woods with a deer blind on them or a couple deer blinds on them, and they'll rent that out for hunters.
Yeah.
So you can do that. And I think there are a lot of places that do that.
Or just go to public land.
You can look for hunting.
Yeah, go to BLM lands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bureau of Land Management property. We actually
not the other BLM.
Right. I paused when you started to say that. I was like, wait a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, right.
We have a couple of islands out here off the West Coast, down in the LA area, and
really
they're private. Yeah, they're privately owned islands, but they get overrun with the feral hogs. And every couple of years, they'll bring in bow hunters to come and clear out all the feral hogs on the islands.
Wow.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
My papa in Arkansas, yes, I had a Meemaw and a papa. And
I would hope so.
Well, the names, some people are like, what do you call them? So they had property in Arkansas, and then my papa would come to me, and during that time, they called me Francis. And but they said Franny, and he would say, "Come on, Franny, we're going hunting." And I said, "What? I'm just a little kid. What are we going hunting?" And he said, "We're gonna go get us some hogs." And but he would tell me the scary stories about them. You know what I mean? And then it was funny. So when you said that, it was a good memory. But I never went hunting the hogs. I stayed back.
Hog hunting is a blast. You just got to be really careful because when they come charging at you,
that's what he told me. That scared me.
If you don't step out the way quick enough, them suckers are going to catch you with them little tusks, and those things are razor sharp. They'll take your leg right off.
I know. I was like, no, I'll stay home.
Back in the day, when the pioneers went out on their hunting parties, and if they did hog hunts, they took bags of sugar with them. Because sugar can preserve and can, like if you put it on a wound, right? Say you get a wound out there hunting and it's a big gash or whatever, you put sugar in that, it's going to keep infection from setting in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, really?
That's just a little tip. Yeah.
Real quick, can I ask y'all a question? Am I screaming?
No.
Yeah.
It sounds okay?
No.
Perfect.
Okay. Because I have speakers coming in. It's my first time using this like this, and then I have the microphone. So okay, just check.
Yep. You're perfect.
I feel like I'm having to yell because I'm on my phone.
You're doing good.
Yeah, I can't. That doesn't work for me. I need something bigger to.
Whatever you have.
We're so glad you joined us. Thank you for coming up and joining us because. I love chatting with you in all the different chat rooms and I really, when these guys, how many people out there have so much knowledge, and the whole reason we started this channel was just to try to share some of that out, help other people. And so you guys coming up here today and you coming up and asking questions, those are questions I didn't think of, but they're vital, to gathering that information so you guys, so you can get rolling. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for sharing your knowledge and for helping us explore these, depths of this stuff. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I just want to say that real quick.
Thank you guys very much, all of you.
We're happy to have you guys as part of the family.
A pleasure.
Yeah. Where you at? What's your name again?
You can call me Beth. I mean, that's my name, but that's just my.
Where you at?
My in your face.
You down south?
Yes. Yes. And I actually was stuck in Washington for 6 years, about 7 years because of surgeries and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just did what I needed to do and barely made it back here, but we made it. And now I'm back home. This is my home.
What state?
Good.
But I've always lived everywhere in Texas, so I don't have like a lot of stability anywhere as far as that goes. But we live in DFW. Dallas, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
I'm right there in the middle.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah. So I found a Winnebago for two.
If something does go down in the city,
I'm sorry. What?
have you thought about that?
What, honey?
Do you have a place? Do you have a place to skedaddle off to? Should something happen in the city?
It's kind of just me with my teenagers, and then I'm talking to my family and getting them situated. I mean, they're not going to leave, but at least they have gotten like a grill and water and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm in I'm not in the best position as far as that goes. But I prayed about it, and since all this has happened, my spirituality, my closeness with God has increased, and it's been because of rooms like these. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because I can get so caught up. But I prayed about it, and next thing you know, a friend of mine calls because I had seen this Winnebago, and it's like a 1977. My kids are like, "Mom, I'm not doing it," and I'm like, "Look, sometimes you don't have a choice.
It's a home,
and I'll clean it up and make it really nice. I got to go check it out." So for $2,000, and I'm in a position soon that I'll have a little bit, and so I need to be very smart with how I handle it, because I've never known how to handle money in the first place. And the truth is I'm on almost every government help you can get. And I'm unable to work because I still have an infection going on, right? Breast is collapsed. So much is going on with me. Okay. But I have faith. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to decide what paperwork to turn in and which one I'm going to let go of, because I just don't know everything that's going on. So, but I know that I need to get rid of an infection that I have, that these people can't figure it out, and won't look at my records for the past 6 years. So, while I'm waiting on all these
why
things,
they can't figure it out.
Then I went and looked at this Winnebago. It's a 1977 Royal. Okay. So you drive it, and my friend went down there with me, and we looked at, what type of batteries it needed, and he checked everything out. And he was like, "I'll take it. I want this really bad." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I need it." So, because one thing, we don't know what's going to happen, right? And so I need to make sure that regardless, that I have a place, a nice, safe place for my children.
Yeah.
And, I'm in that LifeWave business. And so I've gotten a few customers. My thing is that my teenagers, they're good kids, but they have gotten used to being lazy because mom was sick. And so they leave it on me to do. And so I can never really get ahead on it. And then I sometimes allow that anxiety to come on, or I'll just cry a little bit and say, "Jesus, be with me." And I do better with that. I get out of that, cycle a lot quicker. So that in a nutshell is what's going on. But it just needs some good cleaning, the Winnebago, and it's $2,000. It's a GMC. So you can fix and work on those things.
Right.
And if not, then we have something to go out of town with, and, go into the woods and enjoy the streams. I used to go out and catch minnows just for fun, and stuff like that. Just, they need to be a part of that. And so that the reality, one of my kids are awake. The other one supports the BLM, but they're 15, so they don't know, and they're not willing to hear it.
Right.
But
you don't have all the
we were all teenagers once and very ideologic, and it was easy to lie to us back then, right?
Right. And
so
moms know nothing.
We come from a place of understanding because we've been there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a struggle, because that sometimes can even put you in a dangerous situation and they don't realize it. So I've just had to what is it? Who said that? Sean Fu Sean, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's a singer, a Christian singer, Sean Fu, Fecht.
I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he says, draw the line in the sand. Oh, and Juan said that. So anyways, I visualized that, and that's what I did. So, but I'm still having to be the main responsible person for everything. And that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm just kind of looking at different places for us to go shoot some, play with the bow. I'm going to purchase some firearms. I told the kids I'm going to Tomb Raider it up. They laughed, but I'm serious. And go out and learn and experience just learning how to utilize these things and have respect for them, learn how to clean them, from people who know.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You know what you need to do?
Listen, in private chat.
Do you know what I did? You know what I did with my kids when they were growing up? I raised 3 kids, but my 2 boys who were always with me.
Yeah.
I took them to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I showed them. You see them people sleeping on them park benches and stuff, in the bus depots and stuff. You see them people sleeping. That's what you do. That's what. If you don't plan your life, that's where you'll end up.
Yep.
I did the same thing with guns in a way.
It's the truth.
Right? If you don't work and you don't put out, you're gonna end up.
You gotta have a plan. You gotta have goals.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're both very successful. But
yeah.
Yep.
I'm amazed. I am amazed. They really shocked me. Really.
Yeah. Kids are amazing.
Good kids.
And you never know. And they've got that spirit in them that's really on fire. And I wish I knew when I was their age what I know now.
Oh yeah.
It would have been just.
We all do.
Yep.
I know.
Yeah.
Life would have been so much different. Yeah.
Well.
I tell my daughter that. I tell her, like, if I'd have known the things that I'm trying to teach you, that me and your dad teach you, if I'd have known them at your age, my life would have probably turned out much different. And, we're trying to give you these lessons so that you grow and go beyond,
Yeah.
That's every parent's wish, that your children succeed and that they're happy, too. I didn't get to raise my sons. They were raised by their father. But, we were connected, and my youngest son, he asked me one time, about that, and what did I want for them and what was my opinion of this job and that job. And I said, I don't care if you clean toilets for a living, if that's what makes you happy and you do it with pride. Right. I don't care what job you do it with pride and be happy. It doesn't, the rest of it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what kind of money you make. It doesn't matter. It matters that you're happy. What makes you happy? Right. And you need to find that, and you need to live by that. And that's what I tell them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out here to our brother, Southern Patriots Association. Why don't you get on up here, brother? Get up on the chat panel.
I went and saw him.
I'm learning how to do this.
I went and seen his camp.
You're breaking up, I'll get it again if I don't. So, Beth, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
In private chat, I put my phone number. And if ever you just want to reach out and talk to somebody, you can call me. You're welcome to call me. Just text me first so I can put you on my phone, because we have a rule around here that we don't answer the phone if there's not a name attached to it.
Okay.
But if you guys ever need to reach out to us, reach out. We're here to help, and we're here to help build our community. If that means you need somebody at that moment, then come on, right? That's what we're here. If we can be here for each other, we can strengthen each other. And Southern Patriots Association, if you've never checked him out, he's doing something where he's connecting people in their regional areas. You know, that's what he's trying to do. And so he could maybe put you in somebody around your area. Maybe they'll let you use their backyard to go practice or what have you, you know?
Right.
You never know what could come of something like that, you know, you have to vet them on your own. He doesn't do any betting. That's, it's basically your nickname, the area you're from, and he can send that on. You know, you guys exchange emails, and you vet that person to decide whether you want to make that go further or not. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was saying that I'm already subscribed. I was trying to show y'all, but I don't know.
Oh, Greg, get up in here.
Come on, Southern Patriot.
If we don't connect in some sort of way, then, you know, just like say the situation for you, this all goes just the way you're wanting it to be planned, and all of a sudden you think, you know what? I remember talking online to these guys. I want to go learn how to shoot this. Hence, you travel to Ohio, you travel to PA, or you travel down to Alabama, and you've got your RV. All you got to do is park, and you guys can sit, and arrows, guns, whatever it may have be, and then you move on. And it's a learning thing. It's living life. That's truly what people, I think, need to get back to, and not worry about what a career job should be. You know, career is your life. I mean,
drop the crap and learn something,
you know,
for yourself.
Yeah, and just
we need
enjoy it. And
yeah,
that's what we homeschool our daughter. We can leave and pick up anytime and go somewhere. It doesn't.
And the thing about it is,
affect us in any way. I'm not saying
kids learn from experiences before they learn from books.
Our options. We can go on a vacation tomorrow, you know, and it's not a big deal because it's just being able to live life.
There's freedom to it. There's a freedom to it without somebody else dictating your schedule.
It's really awesome.
Yeah. Southern Patriot said he's got to go, so he can't come up right now. But we love you, brother. And,
good to see you.
We'll see you next time.
Have a good day, Shipwreck. Awesome.
Beth.
Yeah, he's a good
guy.
guy.
I didn't see your number. I'm sorry.
When you find you'll be searching. If you get bow hunting in you're shooting a bow period, you're gonna end up finding bow shops. A lot of bow shops, if they're good people, you'll know because they'll say, "Hey, we have a range right here you can use."
Oh yeah.
Right there. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or some county gun ranges have a place set aside for bow hunting. That's what I told B-Dog.
Well, you know what? It
just depends who you are.
Yeah. Just like that place we have guns.
It's not, at least in most states, it's not illegal to go out and shoot your bow in your own backyard.
Right.
You know, as long as you've got a proper target set up that's going to stop the arrows.
Yeah, what am I kidding?
But you cannot hunt in the city, period. I know.
No hunting in the city.
I had the biggest mule deer in Colorado in my yard.
Oh,
and they wouldn't let you.
And I went down to I knew the police officer lived across the street, so I went down to the police officers or the police station. I said, "Hey, we have the biggest mule deer in town. Can I use my bow and get one?" No, no.
If it were my property, I'd take it, because if it's on my property, it belongs to me.
Oh, I know. I was right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe if he didn't live so close.
I'm telling you, you don't even see mule deer that big. Them mule deer would sneak in the morning. You look out. Wow. Right?
Robert, I would have that thing. I would have that thing shot, hung up, cleaned, and cut up into freezer meat.
Let me see. That is the year before. That happened when the year before Colorado outlawed putting food out for them. This my neighbor.
What part of Colorado are you in?
Buena Vista, right next to the Arkansas River, just south of Vail, and we had a salvage yard in Salida, and I lived in Buena Vista, and we had a salvage yard in Leadville. So I lived in the middle.
Yay.
I spent a couple
Bonnie.
years
I'm
in
fixing to
Colorado
clock out.
Springs living at the Olympic Training Center
I
when I
know.
was a
I
kid.
didn't see you down there. We froze up. Sorry, guys.
My youngest kid was born in Colorado Springs.
I've been to
I love
Colorado a lot
Colorado
for
Springs.
skiing, but that's it.
Where?
I've been up to Colorado quite a few times, but it was just for skiing. So I didn't really get to enjoy like the summer part of it or the spring or whatever. I know it's beautiful.
No, you got to go in the spring, and you can go skiing, rafting, swimming, fishing.
Really?
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it.
Oh yeah, you
Hi,
can.
Bonnie.
Right.
Yeah, there's the snow.
Buena Vista is the spot right there.
Yeah.
Buena Vista is the best place to live. I'm telling you, really.
That's not far either from Texas. It's not that far.
No.
I didn't expect them to pull me up. I was backstage private chatting and giving information.
We're happy to see
Oh,
you.
I'm sorry. Our stuff was all frozen up and we didn't even know. Our private
that's
chat's
all
not
right.
showing up. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I hope you can get it. I
You
put
guys-
my email in there for, I'm sorry, hon, what's your name?
I can't believe I stayed on this. Oh, me? I'm sorry.
Yes.
But you can just call me Beth. It's fine. Or CNN. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, Beth, I'm Bonnie and I'm in Texas and I put my email for Heather. I put it in the private chat if you can get to it.
Yeah, I'm learning.
Can you guys find that private chat, or is anybody seeing the private chat? Because
we're not seeing
I keep putting my phone number in there for y'all. Okay.
Okay.
Well, you're all welcome to grab it. I just wanted to reach out and give it to Beth as well. Do that. You got a lifeline if you need it.
You guys got mine, right?
Right next to comments, it says private chat.
I don't have. Let me see. I think I do got yours.
Oh, that
Robert.
was sweet.
Yeah, we wrote yours down.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got Robert.
Yes, we have yours.
Yeah, nothing else is showing up on our end. It's just our streaming.
There it is.
Sorry, I had to come to my room because my phone died and I was outside. And I'm like, I need to get a hold of her.
Yeah, right on. You're both in Texas too.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's fantastic. See, that's how we make connections. We grow our little family.
Of course.
I love our community. I love all you guys. Yeah, and Bonnie is the one that was asking about the talking about the wrist release and whatnot.
Yes, the arthritis.
Oh, okay.
That's as far as I can bend my
But didn't you say you have a compound bow? You guys, you and your daughter have a compound bow?
My daughter does.
You know how to adjust it? If not, I'm sure one of these fine gentlemen knows how to adjust one of those.
I didn't hear any of that, Heather. I'm sorry.
Me neither.
I'm sorry. I said, you mentioned having a compound bow, and I said, these gentlemen would probably know how to adjust it if you wanted to ask them about that. Maybe you'd be able to draw it.
And before she left for work, I asked her if she knew where it was, and she said no. We have stuff in storage. We have stuff everywhere. It's
Yeah, I don't know where
it's a work in progress.
We know.
You know, like that, like in chat, work in progress. I totally relate.
Shout out to work in progress.
Charlie, grab my number. Grab my number,
On
Charlie.
that subject.
I'm getting it right now, and I just put mine in the private chat.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even see.
Yeah,
I don't even know.
It's not showing up for us. Well, if you guys have mine, send me a text and let me know who you are, and then I'll have yours, and we can work it that way.
And our email is right on our channel in the About section.
We can pop that in chat too.
Email us and send the number, whatever. You know.
Oh, now I
If you
see
guys,
yours.
any of you, even if you've never gotten up here and talked to us, if you ever feel like you just come to a point where you're just so stressed out and you just need somebody to talk to that understands, you are welcome to reach out to us. I do try to check the email a couple times a day. After a certain point at night, I don't check it anymore. But I do try, and I will reach out to you. And you know, we're here to help in any way we can. And even if that's just a phone call, sometimes that's all it takes. To help people out, you know, it just put them on a prayer list to help them, just to listen. So I feel like the more connected we can be in that manner, the more we can help each other as well. If you're not down, that's great too. It's, you know, if I can help, I'm more than willing to. So yeah, my number, because I can't see anything in private chat, nothing showing up. If you guys got my number, this is whoever, and then I'll have you and I'll put you in my phone, and that way when you call it, you'll get an answer. Okay. Usually it'll be my daughter answering, but she'll bring it right to me.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me on. It was awesome. It was nice to meet all you guys too.
It was nice.
And you guys have
great
such knowledge. You guys should
Thank you.
really do this a lot. I mean,
Sunday,
y'all really have the
afternoons
knowledge
is
about the
what
bows
this
and the
is.
hunting. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
No, that's what Sunday afternoon. That's what we're trying for here on Sunday afternoon. Our normal afternoons, we try to talk about something and go from that with that, like down that path.
Yeah.
But today it's about getting together and talking and hashing it out. Get away from the news for a minute.
Whatever you guys want to talk about, we're willing to talk about.
Ask questions, you know, anything. Grab a cup of coffee. We were up to 10 people now on this, so you know, we can have people on panel, and it's easier to talk on panel than it is to talk in chat.
Yeah. I don't always catch everything in chat.
We'll see how it comes.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, we do appreciate everybody coming in. We are going to probably be ending this because I have, I do have a cart ride to go on with a dog that's been wanting to go for a run. So
I have more
we live on their schedule.
Yep.
Pretty much.
I want to get a feel. I know you guys haven't seen my artwork yet. I have to get that put together. I'm working on it. I have a big file full of stuff to put together. How would you guys feel if we were to do something like if we do some work, either woodworking or artwork, and if we put it up for like an auction on like a live auction idea on the channel? Is that something you guys would be receptive to, or is that something that would just turn you off?
That'd be cool, man.
About art?
Heather, there are no bad ideas.
That's right.
Yep. Well, art. We do also wood furniture, the paintings. We do, as well as it started again, but stained glass work. And like pictures hanging window, whatever they're called, I don't know, like window panels. Yeah. Also lampshades and just different types.
Some of that'll ship and some of it won't. But
some things we'll have to figure out.
Certain things, I think we may try to do that. We're not in this to make money, you guys. We're here literally just to help you guys out and just to help out, you know, people that need it. You need help, you reach out. And, you know, that's what we're here for. And we don't want to do anything like, you know, merchandising or any of that stuff. Unless you guys ask for it, then we'll come up with a way to do something. But that's not what we're about. But we do produce goods on our homestead. Yeah. And I was just wondering if that would be.
Well, you can do more if you have more to help people, just my opinion. You know, if you have things to put out there and display that other people would love to have, then I think, and then you can decide how much money you need to help people and what you need to live off of. But I mean, I think I've seen some of y'all's work on one of your videos. Uh-oh.
Yeah,
I
I
see
think,
two of you.
We got
well,
two
some of the
Jeff and
paintings are in the
Heather.
introduction.
You saw that,
Some
Robert?
of my paintings are in the introduction.
Double vision.
Yeah.
I've
No.
seen some of your stuff
Sorry
there,
about
Heather,
that, guys.
in the intro.
Yeah.
This is Sprite.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there's way more, but yeah, that's
I mean, I do all kinds of stuff. I really,
I too, yeah.
the thing I find easiest to paint is animals. I do like pet portraits and stuff, and I'll even do deceased pet portraits and stuff for people. And my favorite thing about doing those is that, you know, the person who has the pet that they're asking me to paint, I want stories. I try to capture that personality that they remember, or
Oh, that's cool.
you know, the quirky little things, right?
Yeah.
And I get a lot of joy out of that. So that's my joy. That's what I really,
Then
really,
you
truly
should share
enjoy doing
it.
is the pet portraits. But I do a lot of stuff. So
You should share it. You should
I
share
think
it.
so.
all right. Then
we'll start getting it all
Good.
together.
yeah,
Inspire
we'll start
other
doing
people.
that then. And I just wanted to get a feel for what anybody, you know,
It'll be
we're not grifters. We're not, I don't
We're
even
not
know
looking
exactly
for what
how
that
that
is,
word's
but-
defined right now. And I don't care.
We'll figure
But,
it out.
in a couple weeks. We got to get everything together.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and but also that's part of building a community is learning how to barter and trade with each other. You trade knowledge and you trade skills
Yeah.
and you trade items and you know,
Yeah.
we want to do that. We want to do that with the seeds and the cuttings.
Yep.
We want to do that with everybody's different products. If you make jewelry or you make this or that, let's get it. You know, let's get a bunch of stuff together and have our own market, right? A little pig market. We probably can't
I
call
got
it
an
that,
idea.
but
we'll
we'll come up with something creative. All right, I'm listening.
Let's oh, we lost them.
Bounce.
Lost 'em
I was
again.
gonna say let's do some type of an auction so that we can get Raina a bow.
There you
That
go.
would be cool.
And that's what I was going to say. Maybe if they did it like in shorts, because when they come on live, we all are learning so much from each other.
Yeah.
We want to
Agreed.
continue to do that. So maybe if you did like shorts with what you have to sell or what you want to auction, like Charlie had just mentioned, that's a good idea too.
Yep.
Repeat it.
Yeah, we should easily be able to raise enough money to buy Raina a bow.
And a supplies.
Well, that's we entered Appalachian's giveaway too.
Yeah.
He loves Raina. Raina
Yeah.
just loves him, and she loves listening to you guys and stuff. And we feel that's important to her education as well to hear it from other people. We're gonna have to drop off, guys. We love you all, but it's starting to pick up real bad here, and
Rain.
I hate
Beth,
to end
you
it so
got my number if
abruptly.
you need it.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
You have
I
my
wrote everything.
And you
Yeah,
guys
my
reach
email.
out to us.
Oh yeah.
All right, love and light.
Love and light.
Love
tomorrow.
y'all. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Thank you so
Great
much.
afternoon.
For having us.
Awesome.
See y'all on the next
absolutely.
live.
Absolutely.
Thank
It
you.
was
Bye,
good to
Bonnie.
see
And you're
y'all.
All
welcome
right.
up here anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Bye,
chat.
chat.
Thank you, panel. You guys are awesome.
I enjoyed it. Bye.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Have a great day.
You too.
Too.
Robert, did you get my number out of the chat?
I'm trying to write this now. There it is. 12469. Okay. I got it. Okay, I got it, guys.